change. On page 6 of your workbooks, what I'm about to bring you through is in here, so that will help you when you're doing the sessions. Okay, so the belief change process that I went through is your old belief. Now, that's the belief that each one of us are starting with today. Now, we've already refined them, so when you go into the breakout rooms, no changes. So otherwise it could be, oh, well, I could work on this or I could work on that. It's like, no, honor whatever you've come up with, because we don't have time to go through this. This should be something we go through quite quickly. So your old belief. Then you'll notice that I went into the old action. So if you believe this about yourself, so for Rebecca, we had, I believe I don't belong, and some of the old actions were, avoiding certain things or looking for some distractions, or, sitting back and playing small, not necessarily engaging. So just checking with people to find out what actions are they taking today. Now, that could be a multitude of things. It could be they're not going out with proposals, say, to be a speaker. They're not making phone calls to follow up with opportunities. They're not posting on social media. There could be a million things. There's lots of different ways, and it'll depend on what they're working through. But spend a little bit of time on the old actions. Now, in the breakout rooms, you're only going to get 20 minutes per person, so it goes super fast, super fast. But when you've got the old actions, this is the hardest part, because for each of us, we have to have that hard look at ourselves and say, well, what is this giving me? What is the result today? And for Rebecca, it was sorry, let me just go the older, people don't notice me. And then even saying, people don't get to know me. So it's very hard to feel like you belong if we're not giving people the opportunity to get to know us as well. And for each one of us, you'll feel that dip. This will be the hard moment that we get to where we're thinking, oh gosh, this is how I'm showing up. This is the impact of the belief that I have. So a little bit of time here, but just try to get it down to, so long as you get that they're feeling this old result and they're feeling the pain here. Now, if you feel that they're not getting to that old result, just ask the person, are you happy with the results that you have today? And of course, we're all here for a reason. You're going to say no, and that will help them just drop in that little bit. But the old result is you're feeling the pain. From here, you're going to shift and you're going into the new world. So we're not going to the new belief. That's the last thing that we do. We actually go to the new result. And if you'll notice, I said to Rebecca, here's a magic wand. And the reason that I do that, it is that, if you've got a magic wand, there's otherwise our brain will start to think about all these other reasons. Oh, well, I can't say that, or I couldn't get that because I wouldn't get the money for it, or I wouldn't be able to do that because of my family commitments. But if you've got a magic wand, your results can be anything. And we want you to think big on this. So for Rebecca, she had said, make a contribution that is valued. Now, that is an unlimited result. Like, that is a beautiful thing to be able to say. So the new result needs to be something that is somewhat the opposite of what their old belief was. So for her, if she's making a contribution that is being valued, then you're going to feel like you belong. So the new result, and then if you have that new result. So for Rebecca, if she is making a contribution that is valued, then what actions is that version of Rebecca taking? Like, what is she doing every day? What is it? How is she showing up? Now, for some people, that will end up being very practical things. I'm making these phone calls. I'm speaking to these people. I'm going to these networking events. But for other people, it may be ways about how they're feeling and how they're operating. So there's no judgment here. Whatever comes out for them, so long as you're getting the sense that you're on the right track. But spend a little bit of time in those new actions, and then the new actions lead to. So if you're doing all these, and so if you've got this new result, if you've got all of these new actions that you're taking, then what do you now believe about yourself? And it should correlate to the original belief as well. It should be something that counteracts that. And you'll notice that I got Rebecca to kind of distill it down and to really say it with conviction. Don't worry if you don't get to do that, because that's going to be something that I'm going to work through with you later today anyway. So long as you can get to what is the new belief, what do you now believe about yourself, that is the most important part, that you're getting to that. So you're in your workbooks, there are some questions that are in there as well. And if you don't have the workbook, just take a screenshot of what's in front of you there now. It'll just help you with, here's the guiding question that you might want to ask. Now, I will say to you, this time flies by. We'll be doing this after the break, but the time flies by. So old belief, super fast. Old actions, spend a little bit of time. Old results, not a huge amount of time because they will already get the pain of where they are at the moment. New result, a little bit of time, but where you spend most of the time is actually on the new actions, because that's what makes them feel, oh, if I'm doing this and this and this and this, that's what helps them establish that new belief. And then I will, through the rest of the program today, will help anchor in what that new belief as well. So don't worry about if you can't get it refined to a very succinct one sentence, at least if you know that you've gotten to the point where here's what that new belief is, and they've got a few statements around that. Any questions? I just see something came up on the chat as I was on, but I wasn't able to. Okay, no, that's great. That's the workbook. Great. Any questions on the process? Okay. Good. And, you know, some of you are coaches, some of you are not. There's no wrong way to do it. You're going in with a good intention. You're going in wanting the best for the other person. And you've seen me go through it with Rebecca. So just trust that you will get where you need to be. And again, be of service. So that tipping point. So don't get in your head and think, I can't ask these questions. I'm not a coach. I can't do this. It's like, no, be of service and have the best interests of the person that you're coaching at heart. Okay. On that, and I know we're over time, but it's all swings and roundabouts. It'll all be made up. So I am going to hand over to Linda to bring us to the break.